Hi guys, only got for my dad. A little different one today. I'm here in the studio at Leisure Pod dedicated venues. I'm just going to go through some of the new swing foots, little drills that I'm going to be working on through this winter time to get back to the golf that I was playing in the summer. If you've seen some of my course vlogs, I was really happy with how the golf game was going, but the last 2 months with work commitments, family commitments, illness in the family, so priorities definitely changed. Haven't had the time to practice. Also with the editing that I do see quite a bit of my swing, and some of the things I've just crept in, which I've not been happy about over the last month or two. So there's 2 little swing foots, what I am currently working on, and gotta say, it's quite exciting. So being able to use this facility here is a fantastic addition to my practice. With practice time limited, I can use the data from the GC3 to really dial in my numbers on my data, my spins, my club paths in a shorter amount of time to see if these changes, what I'm going to be currently working on, are actually working. So with the editing, I do get to check, probably overanalyze my swing, but I know a couple of things what I'm really not happy about with my swing is I have a tendency to fan the club on the way back, giving me an open face, which I get away with the shorter clubs, the irons with the ball striking. But when it comes to the driver in the last 4 or 5 weeks, I have found it hard to square that face up. So the first thing I've really been nailing in, doing my drills dailies, I want to be coming in. What feels to me is the club face closed, but it's not, it's parallel to my spine, which is where I want to be, which helps me if I get the first bit of the takeaway right, to then load up to the right hand side. That's where I want to be, and from there it's a lot easier for me to deliver that club and square that club face, which, like I said, for the last month, I find it a little tougher with the driver. So that is part one, what I've been hammering when I'm in the gym, in the garage. I'm just working on the repetition, feeling that. So hopefully that has been kicking into gear and it's been feeling good. The second part of my swing, I've always been the early extender. I get spin out early, get on my toes, and I get cramped for room. So the second feeling, what I've been working on is when I get to the top, in a better position now, my downswing is that my left hip goes down and around as my right shoulder just drops instead of that movement. So if I push down in here and it goes down round as the shoulder drops, still coming in shallow, whereas before I would tend to spin out early and then I get flippy. And from my editing, my delivery position has been more here when I want to get it to here, but I don't want it to get it there by just forcing it. So these 2 moves, getting back to here with a closed face to what I feel, and then the left hip down, right shoulder down, is allowing me to produce the neutral path, which I'm looking anything in 0 to 3 degrees, in to out, keep it there, keep the path quite neutral. I'm not looking for much shape on the ball. So this is my 50 degree. So club face, parallel to the spine, left hip down, right shoulder down. They're the 2 things. So not the best of strike there, but if you see on the screen, my club path, 1.3 degrees, in to out, 8 degrees down. Not the best strike, but it's a really nice neutral path. So with that, I'm looking to really bring my dispersion numbers down. So here up to the top, left hip down, right shoulder down, left hip down and around. Right, so through numbers, this is my perfect numbers. Club path, 0.2 degrees, in to out, very neutral path, 6.6 degrees down, which is what I'm looking at. My 50 degree, a smooth carries, 128, 130. So they're the numbers. So that's what's been a big help, having access to the GC3, which I can't recommend highly enough to come check your numbers out. Not just carry, check those path numbers. So to be able to dial in my neutral path, when hopefully we can get back out doing the course vlogs, even if it's a winter or back out in spring, I can bring my dispersion, get that golf channeling back in the right direction, even with the limited practice time. So again, as we go up to the clubs, so 7 iron, it's exactly the same feeling what I'm working on. There, set that club here, up to the top, right hip goes up and back. And then for me, the big one, whereas I would push, thrust, this hip starts to go up here, I get trapped. Then I have to use my hand-eye coordination so it gets flippy here. So you can hit good shots, but I'm relying on squaring that club face with my hands, which I really want to get to more consistent golf, especially with the big dog. So set here, top left hip down as the right shoulder drops down into delivery. And from there, I can deliver that club from the more neutral path. A little skinny. So that just shows, just from those numbers, spin was a little bit higher, 7,500. I want this around 7,000, but my club path again, 1.6 degrees. So that's my club path of out to in, 1.6 degrees. So if I control that club face from there, I'm not missing the dispersions from the widthwise are coming down. See, that wasn't the best strike, 170 carry. This should be going at 190 for the smooth. So let's try and put a strike on one. So again, take it back, no fanning, back, set, left hip down. And for me, the big thing is keeping this space in here. When the bad shots come, my right hip invades that space. And then, like I said before, I am flipping to get that club squared up. There you go, that's flushed. Could be a line ball, little tiny baby fade, straight on the line. Again, 1.7 degrees out to in, carrying at, there's my little cut one, which is a 2-yard cut, carrying 188 yards. Gotta say, definitely feel excited with this, definitely trending in the right direction. Before, my club path would be pushing between 3 degrees, 6 degrees, much more shape to that ball. So if I neutral this path like I'm doing, control this club face, so I can keep the dispersions a lot more minimal. So that shows that's 1.7 out to in. So if I just want to hit the little yard draw, I'm going to try hit this with a path of in to out. It's just holding club face, just open there. But the interesting thing, I did there exactly what I wanted. So it's, let's have a look on here. So I did on here, so it's 1.9 degrees. So I did change my path slightly, which I wanted. Into out, I just left the club face slightly open, and I think it was a tiny bit of a heel strike. So that shows I keep the path really minimal, 1-2 degrees in or out, control the club face, target, dispersion becomes a lot less. So as I said, very excited with this. It's amazing to see the data, that you can see it on the range, but you're just guessing more at the numbers. So here, I know how neutral these paths are, and I would take this any day. All right, let's try again. Let's try 1-2 degrees into out. Let's try and control that club face with the new moves, left hip down. And then the other thing from here, what is, I set the club face better. Left hip goes down as the shoulder comes down. I'm using then the shoulders. So once I'm in deliver position, which is a big Pete Cowan thing, get in delivery position early from here. I use my shoulders then to dictate, help with the path if I'm hitting the draw or the cut. So get in my position, left hip down. I'm going to feel my shoulders stay closed a smidge longer. See if we can hit that draw, but still the path only 1, 2, 3 degrees tops into out. There you go. Definitely got the draw. Maybe slightly toey as well, so that's helping. So the path might not be too bad. What numbers we got? There we go, perfect. So the path, 2 degrees, into out. Again, very neutral path, slightly toey hit. So it's helped with the draw. Spin numbers, 6,500. Carry, 194, which is just a smooth 7 iron. So smooth cuts, about 185, 190. Little baby draw, 195 to 200. So as I said, very excited how it's trending, being able to practice in here. Now the next one, can we replicate it with the big dog? That's the tougher one. So as I've said, practice time has been limited, but what I have done, I have just started back into my full gym routine, so I will start documenting that, back in a full gym routine, back in my speed training. So that's definitely helping with the body moves. Again, for people who haven't got much time, you don't need as much time as you think. When I'm up in the morning, I'm doing my workouts in my garage or even just in the house, I just do body drills. So for me, big thing is separation. So I just work on body movements like this through the day. And I can just be doing 5-10 minutes, get in the field, just getting that body use to these movements. So the more we can get these body feeling the movements, they're going to become the norm. So as I said, with the big dog, this is really my weapon, but it can also get me into trouble. Over the summer, like I said on the course vlog, it was behaving itself and it makes golf a hell of a lot easier. With the club head speed I've got, if I'm keeping this in play with this one, but for the last 4 or 5 weeks, before that, when I've not been practicing, I have been squaring, or I've been struggling to square the club face, but again, that comes from quite a few things on there, but finding the club face open, if it's open from here, I've got a tough job with the speed to get that to square. So it's coming in more open, as also I have a tendency just at the moment to be pushing off my right and staying back and also extending. So from here, I'm playing. So there's only one way that club's going to go. So again, with this feeling, works exactly the same for the driver, and it has behaving. It's bought, whereas if I'm getting into these positions, my angle attack has been going up to 5, 6, 7 degrees, which for the long drive downwind, that's fine, but I'm working on coarse gamer swing so we can smooth some out there. So I want my angle of attack to be 0 to 2 degrees up, spinning it around 2.5, 3,000 for a little gamer smoother, around 120 club head speed. So club back, top, left hip down. And again, I'm looking for neutral path numbers to help with this dispersion. Just cutting. So that's the first driver swing of the day. But as we can see, the club path is 4 degrees, so that's out to in. Angle attack is fine, 1.5, that's where I want to be. So I've just got to work on my path now. I want my path to drop to 2 degrees. I want to hit this little cut ball. So it shows that was close, but I want my path to drop. If I want to hit my little draw, I'll come from the inside slightly. If I can get somewhere around the path of 0 degrees, 1 degree, 2 degrees either side, I can play from that for the limited time what I have practicing. Because, like I said, over the winter, I do want to bring some matches, but definitely in the spring, I'm going to start bringing matches to the channel. Try and link up with as many people as we can, both on YouTube, both with guys in this area, local area. So if you want some matches over the winter, next spring, we're definitely going to start bringing it. So I better bring my golf game to the table as well. So I've just got to feel from here that I stay my upper body close to target, just a smidge longer to try and change this path. So can we change this path from 4 degrees out to in and neutral this bit? Oh, line ball. That's the 2-yard little fade for the second driver swing of the day. All right, there you go. Wow. So these feels are getting very exciting. If I can bring these to the course again, just by that feeling, I've changed my path. So my path is now 1.3 degrees out to in, so very neutral. Got my spin down to 2,400. Angle of attack, 0.2 up. So for my gamer swing, not the long drive swing, if I just want to hit some fairways, that's my go-to. Smoothing a club head. Club head speed, just a smoothie, 119 miles an hour. Ball speed, 174. Carry, 304. So as I said, guys, pretty exciting. The game had started to drift where there were quite a few wayward shots coming in, but we're back in the gym, back using the data. If you know me, you know every day I'm trying to learn new stuff. Definitely golf nerd, golf addict. So for an amateur golfer, I just like to learn as much stuff as I can. I can see it in my swing, I can analyze my swing, but also I do understand it quite well now. And now I can back it up with the data. So give them a go, they might work for you as well, but for me, definitely, if you're one of those where you see you're fanning that club face, have a look at that. Have a look at your grip if it's too weak, too strong. Let's just work on that. Then we go from here, left hip down, right shoulder down. And I'm just trying to, like I said, neutral these paths. If you're not sure, get in for a lesson or get down on one of these machines and go and check your numbers. If we can neutral the path more, it should hopefully make it a lot easier. Oh, wow. Oh, these new moves. Go in the hole. Line ball. Right guys, last data check then. So like I said, again, that's out to in, 2.9 degrees, angle of attack 1.1, efficiency 1.48, ball speed just cruising there, spin 3.2, which I can play that as my gamer. So as you can see, hopefully this will get my game trending back to where it was in the summer. But now with my new short game, what I've been learning in the last few months, the new numbers, the new neutral paths, it can even elevate my game to the next level so we can get competitive and let's get some YouTube matches out there going. All right, so just to show, like I could change the path with my irons. I do find the path, the outswing of the driver a little bit harder because I like to hit my little power cuts. But for my path, if I want to hit the draw, all I do is push my right foot back a tad, get the right shoulder back, keep that club face close to the path. And like the iron, I'm going to feel as I go there, my back stays to target a little bit longer. So can we change that path from out to in? Can we get the in to out path? Oh, it's trying. It's trying. I did heel that slightly. So it'll be interesting. Where's the numbers? There you go, guys. So that's where my game has definitely improved over the last couple of weeks now. I've always understood path, but now to be able to see the path numbers, to get the spins, control the path. So from here now, I've gone from a out to in. Just by that simple change, I've now gone to 2 degrees into out. Angle of attack, 1 up, perfect. Club head speed, 121. Ball speed, 175. And that's really effortless cruising speeds. Again, that would have drawn if I'd have hit the middle of the target or hit the middle of the club. It just came out of the heel ever so slightly, so the gear effect came in. So, gotta say, guys, really excited with these two moves, just keeping it simple, but feeling the club face, left hip down and around. I've neutralised all my paths. It's exciting, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if it's worked for you. If it does, give us a little like and subscribe. Fingers crossed that game is going. I'm excited anyway, guys. Right, until next time.